Sam McKenney here with the Wildcat Golf Academy. And today what I want to talk to you guys about is analyzing your shots. When you're practicing, even when you're playing, analyzing your shots so you can understand, have a good understanding of what might be the cause of the mishit. And this is not a cure-all, but it's a way for you to have a better conversation with your coach when you're discussing your concerns about your golf swing. And so both you and the coach can have better dialogue in trying to figure out what the fix might be. Okay? And so if anybody out there has been watching or listening to TrackMan users and talking about the new ball flight laws, that's kind of what I want to talk about today, but I really want to try to simplify it. There's a lot of information, and it's a lot that you can go over, but today I just want to simplify it as best as I possibly can. I'm going to use our alignment sticks for part of it, but when looking at ball flight, the club face, wherever the club face is pointing at the point of impact, given, I'm going to make the assumption that you're hitting on the center of the club face, because where you hit it on the face trumps everything else. So you hit it on the toe or the heel, that's going to offset everything that we're talking about. But if you hit it on the center of the club face, wherever the club face is pointing, that's where the ball is going to start. Okay, so for the most part, the face controls where the ball starts. Okay, the pass, so an open face at impact, the ball is going to go start to the right of your intended target. Closed face is in point, the ball is going to start to the left of your intended target. What it does in the air after that, spin related, is path. Okay, so if you're somebody that cuts across the golf ball this way, you're going to create that kind of spin. You're going to create that slice spin. If you're somebody that comes from the inside, then you're going to have the ability to create that draw spin, that right to left for a right-handed golfer. Okay, so direction, where the ball starts is face. What the ball does in the air, how it spins, is path. Now, both of them help one another out. There is a combination there. It's not 100% club face dictates where the ball goes right off the bat. Not 100% of what the ball does in the air is based on path. So there is a little bit of a combination there. But again, we're really trying to simplify things. And when you're practicing, that's what we want to go with and start from there. So if we had a stick on the ground, and that's what we always would employ you guys to do, is to have a stick on the ground, an alignment stick, and if the stick, let's say this stick represents the ball. Okay, so I'm going to point this at a target, and that stick represents the golf ball. So if you're hitting golf balls, okay, and you're looking at your divot, and your divot is relatively straight, and the ball is starting to the right, and it's just staying right, it's not spinning off to the right, it's just going to the right, then you can infer that as long as you hit it on the center of the club face, pretty close to it, that at the point of impact, your club face is open. Okay, there was no spin on the ball, so we got to think that path was pretty good, but it just started right over your intended target. So we have to have a good inference that the ball or the club face was open. Okay, same thing. If we hit a ball and the divot is pretty straight, the ball goes left. It starts left. Doesn't really draw that much. Just starts left, like a straight pull. Then again, we can think my face was closed. Now the key is, why was it open? Why was it closed? And that's where going back more steps with your coach, determining, is it your grip? Is it how you're hinging the club at the top of the swing that's causing the face to be open or closed? Those are things that you can start to figure out with your coach. And if you kind of know your own golf swing, you can start to figure that out on your own. So you're kind of working backwards. You're starting to see the ball flight, and you're working backwards from there. So you're taking a look at where the ball starts and what it does in the air. And then you're going back and you're saying, okay, was it path related? Was it face related? Then you go backwards again. You say, okay, if it's path related, does it have something to do with my setup? Does it have something to do with my turn? And if you've taken lessons in the past, then you can start to kind of go back through your Rolodex of lessons and say, I remember my coach and I talking about my turn. If my turn wasn't there, my path wasn't there, and I would have an easier time coming over the top and creating that slice spin. So a real simple thing that you can do, we want to put the alignment sticks down for sure, so we know exactly how we're aiming. And then we can analyze our divots to know if they're straight or if they're crooked one way or another, too much to the right, too much to the left. That'll determine our path, and then we can look at our club face position based on where the ball starts. Okay? Sometimes you can't feel it because it's happening so quickly, and it's not something that we want you to be overly conscious about when you're actually playing, but it's more of a reflection. When you step back after you hit a golf ball, we want you to be able to analyze that shot, and it's really simple. Face determines where the ball starts, and path is what creates the spin. Okay? Too much of one or the other, and we're going to be losing the ball well to the right or well to the left. And that's what we want to try to control, and that's the biggest thing that we're all trying to control when we play golf is where the ball's starting and what it's doing in the air. So next time you practice, put the alignment sticks down, start hitting some balls. If they're not going where you want them to go, again, start with where the ball starts, what the ball does in the air, and work backwards from there. I think that'll help you out.